So this is the Entro 500. It's a nice, compact, small, lightweight drone itself. What I've done is actually done the liberty of actually adding the landing extension landing legs on there for you so you can see it in its prime when you actually get it set up on the beach or wherever you are flying. So as I said, it's quite a compact drone that will fold up like so. That's the size of it. Then it's going to come in a carry bag that's like that. And this will take up to 650 grams worth of weight, payload release, to be able to take out your fishing line while you're essentially just sitting there getting past those breakers. The reason why we've introduced this one into the marketplace in New Zealand, this is this Australian brand, so the reason why we brought it over to New Zealand is because we've been doing drones that are, the XPC is a new one, we've also done Swalpro, we've done others as well. But that sub $2,000 price point for a drone is what a lot of people are wanting to get started with. And with these drones now, with all the technology that is in them, you can do that. The one thing though, buying something that is under essentially $2,500 is you're not going to get something that is fully water resistant. As Jamie explained earlier, there's no such thing in New Zealand, or what we would like to say in New Zealand, as fully waterproof. Like you said earlier, it's, you've got, most of them have exposed motors. If you've got an exposed motor, then essentially it can't be waterproof, right? So, what I'm going to do is actually demonstrate how to actually, I'm not going to do it in here, but I'll actually demonstrate how to actually set up a drone on the beach. Essentially what you want to do is you want to plug in your battery, make sure they're fully charged, then turn on your remote control. You then need to calibrate your drone. So some drones you need calibration, some drones you don't. Obviously for those that you have drones and you don't require calibration, then there's no need to do this part of the process. So essentially what you do is you're going to press this button here on the bottom right hand side, and that's going to start your initiation for your calibration. And essentially what a lot of people call the drone dance. So you have to do rotations facing forwards, facing down, then you pop it on the ground, you're going to press and hold that button again, and then it's going to do the last calibration. Then essentially you're ready to fly. All of that, even though I just said it quite quickly, takes 90 seconds to do, okay? Then the pairing between the two is an extra 30 seconds. So essentially within 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, you're up and flying with a drone that needs to be calibrated. So this little Entro, I want to show you the remote control. So on this remote control, it's got a 5-inch display. The reason for that is obviously you've got a camera on this. And you saw on the slides, and for those of you at the back who couldn't read it, it's got a 4K 3-axis camera. Now, obviously for you here, you're here as fishermen wanting to use it for fishing. We also have drones that are purposely designed for photography, as Jamie mentioned, for DJI purposes, you're using that for photography. So you can use this for more than just fishing, okay? This on the remote control, the actual screen itself, is going to give you a live feed. You can't record directly onto there, but you can see exactly what you're seeing from that camera. If you want to record though, what you're going to do is you're going to put in a micro SD card into the drone itself, and you do the recording from the drone itself. The SD card doesn't come included, just to let you know. Also, another thing that the remote control has the capability of doing is attaching your phone. Now, why would you want to have attached your phone if you've already got a screen in there? Well, you can duplicate the screen, so you can either have the video feed directly onto there or onto the phone, and then have all your details on either the remote control itself or on the phone, vice versa. The reason for that is that you might want to be able to see all the your distance, your battery life, all of that kind of thing just visibly on the screen without actually having to worry about looking what the camera is looking at. When you're set up on the beach and you've done the calibration, then what you're going to do is you've got to face the battery towards the beach. Now, every drone is different, okay? But for the Entro here, on this scenario, you're always going to have the battery facing the beach. And the reason for that is that when you go to take off and you hit your right throttle and you go up, then you've got to think, which way is it facing? Which way am I going to press forward? Am I going to press backwards? I'm going to go left or right. This is for the novice pilots that are wanting to buy a drone or are starting out. The reason for that is that when you've actually taken off in the air, then you're going to hit the throttle forward and it's going to fly forward. If you have that battery facing a different way, you're going to take off and you're going to press forward and you don't know which way it's going to go. What we do in these seminars is try and make it, for those of you who don't own a drone, as simple as possible to be able to come buy a drone and go out test flying tomorrow. Okay. The next thing you're going to want to do if you buy a drone, where you're going to fly it first. Take it to a park. Take it to an open place that if you were to have an issue, you're going to be able to retrieve it. Because time and time again, we see multiple people go, oh, I can do this thing. I'm a pilot. I fly helicopters. This is nothing. They buy a drone, they take off, they might have had external interference, they're too close to a building, anything like that type of thing. They crash it, or they crash it into water. Well, now you're going to have to go swimming. So that's why we always recommend open field, a park, learn how to fly there, learn how to auto fly, learn how to manually fly, which gets into this next step. So on this remote control, you have three modes. You've got speed modes, so you've got slow, medium and fast. So as a novice flyer, we always recommend slow or medium. Go up to medium so that you can actually take your line all the way out at some speed, but obviously not driving as fast as a Ferrari type scenario. Then what you can do is you've got the manual mode as well. So you've got GPS or ATTI. What we want you to be able to do is be able to fly in GPS mode, which is essentially just fly it out, drop your line, return to home. Return to home I'll go into in a second, but the reason why you want to know how to fly your drone manually as well is in case you have external interference. Now, if you haven't heard of it, what external interference is, it can be a multiple of things. It could be a Wi-Fi signal. It could be someone's parked on the beach with a camper van and they've got a satellite on their roof. They've also got a microwave. All of those types of things can cause external interference. So what you need to do in that kind of scenario is be able to turn it on to ATTI mode, take it to a spot where it's coming up as not having external interference, switching it back to GPS mode, and then returning to home. Okay. As you probably also saw in that video as well, for those of you back that couldn't read it from there, if you have a loss of connection, the drone will come back to where it took off from. Also, if the battery is low, it will come back as well. Okay. External interference, though, for other drones might be a different scenario. We're talking Entro here. Once you've dropped your payload, which is this button at the top, now you can either press that once quite quickly, and what we'll do is we'll release and then auto return to home. And that will, essentially what we'll do is it will go up to 30 meters high, come back, stop, and then lower. Okay. If you press and hold, then it's just going to release and it's actually going to stay in that position. The reason why some people want to actually stay in that position, they want to make sure that it's obviously actually dropped, for one, but then they'll be able to see if there's any workups around that area to be able to see, or you might want to go to a different spot to be able to actually see what else is around. So that's one there. On the top left-hand side, you've also got the camera for either taking videos or taking a photo shot, so you can do that as well. In this pack, so obviously you get the backpack like I said, you're getting 3 batteries, you're getting a landing pad, a release clip, you're getting a couple of release clips actually, the landing legs which are obviously already attached, and most importantly what Jamie mentioned before is the instruction manual. We always recommend that you learn the, even if you own a drone already, read these instruction manuals because every drone is different. The other great thing with Entro is that it comes with Entro Care. Now, what Entro Care is from the date of purchase, anywhere within 2 years of that period, if you were to have a crash or lose the drone for any reason, then you can return it back to the store that you've purchased it from and take back the remote control, the the bag. If obviously you've got the drone but it's in kind of in pieces, take it back. You pay the store $6.99 and then you'll get a replacement body. So you're not having to essentially lose the whole drone if it's beyond a repairable state. The other thing that's very important to note that we put in with every drone that we distribute is a CAA form. Okay? The CAA form, like Jamie said, there's no real full regulations in terms of New Zealand learning or flying a drone that's properly policed from what we've seen. However, in this pamphlet, there are rules and regulations that state that you can only fly during a certain period of the day, which is daylight. The second thing is that you're not allowed to fly within the perimeters of the likes of an airport, a hospital, Coast Guard tower, and the likes. So we put one of these in so you can read about it and read where you can fly, what time of the day you can fly, and the other rules that are in here. One other thing that's very important to note when you actually buy a drone is, and it states in here as well, is an app called AirShare. Now, AirShare allows you to be able to see when you get to the beach where and where you cannot fly. Okay. What we do find is a lot of people actually own a camper van. Some of you might already own a camper van that are here, and you want to be able to go to different beaches that you may be not so aware of in terms of the landscape, if there's an airport nearby, things like that kind of thing. So with that AirShare app, it allows you to be able to see if you're able to fly within that beach. The other thing as well is that when I was doing a demonstration in Napier, Otaki, a customer came up afterwards and he said, "Thanks for telling me about AirShare, I didn't actually realise that." I said, "Oh, did you have an issue?" And he goes, "Yes, I was flying my drone out and a Westpac helicopter came in to land. Luckily, the drone was close enough, so I actually landed it before the helicopter came in." With AirShare, if he had actually downloaded AirShare, it would have sent an alert to him to say, "Please get your aircraft back because this is emergency aircraft coming in." So there's things like that type of thing with AirShare, just being able to, for a safety reason, be able to log your flights, which you can do in AirShare, and be able to see if there's any issues that arise while you're actually at the beach. So every drone that we sell, we also put one of these in, and you'll be able to find the AirShare on Google Play or on the Apple Store.